everybody, welcome back to theclinicaltrialsguru.com. Again, it's theclinicaltrialsguru.com. Keep your questions rolling in. Dan at theclinicaltrialsguru.com. You can also call or text me anytime, 949-415-6256. Also, please check out all my social media network profiles. If you're on YouTube, they're underneath all the links. If you're on the blog, just go to my bio and you'll see it there. So, lots of business conversation around clinical research lately, and that's a really good thing. It's a sign that people are getting more bullish in the industry, which is good. You've got a lot of people becoming more aware about clinical research as a viable business opportunity, which it really is. One of the topics I wanted to talk about was setting up a satellite site. So a lot of people are like brainstorming different ideas for starting their own clinical research site or their own clinic, and they're running into problems. Usually they have a doctor who's interested in doing studies with them, or they themselves are the doctor, but their office is too small to conduct clinical research. And for those of you who may not know what the criteria is for a research clinic, I mean, there is no criteria, there's no guidelines. As long as you can conduct the protocol according to good clinical practice in your clinic, it doesn't have to be any size, right? There's no regulation saying you must have 1,500 square feet for your clinic. There's nothing like that. As long as you have one room that a coordinator can sit in with some cabinets. I know some sites, they don't like the cabinets, so what they have is these like little bookends that come out, or these shelves that come out where they could put their study files. People are asking questions about the creative ways they can go about either expanding their research clinic or growing a bigger company or just starting out really big. My recommendations, first of all, to go in reverse is to actually start really small. Start with one study, start with 2 studies, learn the process. You yourself need to learn the process, and even if you hire a coordinator, you yourself still need to learn the process as the owner, because you'll be the QA, quality assurance, and site director. You need to know the process before you can expand. Otherwise, if you don't know the process, you don't have a solid foundation. We all know what happens to the house that's built on sand, right? So a lot of people are running into issues where their doctor, or maybe they themselves are the doctor, they don't have enough space in their clinic. So what they want to do is rent a suite or an office space adjacent to where the doctors are. One of my clinics, we have this exact situation going on. We're in a medical building. One of the suites is a really large suite. That's where the doctors have their private practice, but there's no space in there. They have a lot of rooms, a lot of space, but it's all dedicated to private practice. So we rented a space across the hall from them where we conduct research, and it's probably about 1,400 square feet, so it's on the small side, but we have everything we need there, and it's really good for us. It works for us because the PIs can come next door, meet with monitors, see the patients. They don't have to use their own space, and then they can go back to their private practice. They don't have to drive anywhere. If you have no choice but to get an office off-site, you're going to have to make sure that your PIs or your sub-Is who work at their private practice are willing to drive to your clinic, all right? And sometimes these PIs won't. They're just so busy, even if it's 3 minutes away, they're not going to do it, right? So you got to know that beforehand before you go sign a 5-year lease on an office space and waste money, and then only to find out later that your PI doesn't want to come over there. So you need to find these things out first. Satellite sites are a good option. So what you can do is rent a space and maybe have the monitors meet with your PI in his or her private practice, have the patients see the PIs there, and then transport them or send an Uber or have them come over to your clinic. It's a little more cumbersome, but you can still do that. This is just satellite sites. It's done often. Although lately IRBs and sponsors have been asking in their questionnaires whether you have a satellite site. So you get something you want to keep in mind. It does add an extra complication to the site selection process, but if there's no other option for you, it can still be a good alternative. So a lot of creative strategies out there for how to start a research clinic. The most important thing and the takeaway message from this video should be start small. I don't care how much money you have. Start small and then build a solid foundation and work your way up from there. You want to build an SMO? You want to build a CRO? Great. Work on building a site first. And you work on building a site by getting one study first. And you do a good job on that study by enrolling one participant first. One at a time, right? Dan from theclinicaltrialsguru.com. Take care.